Many Japanese works of literature were focused on humans and nature. They are often combined with haikus or other types of poetry and told stories of the supernatural, or were told as or acted as travel accounts. Two imperial courts were established in 1338, before the Warring States period began in 1467. Firearms and Christianity were introduced, though Christianity is soon banned as well as the ability to travel abroad. The Treaty of Kanagawa is signed in 1854, allowing the U.S. into Japanese ports, and a new imperial government is soon established. Throughout the period 1325 through 1830, many changes were made to societies around the world. New cities and extreme architectural structures were built, revolutions were fought, and new independence was gained. The Old Pond. This poem could be about the history or seclusion of a pond as the emphasis on its age. The translation would be an old silent pond. A frog jumps into the pond, splash, silence again. A direct translation would be old pond. A frog jumps in, water's sound. Our translation is an old pond is sitting in the silence. A frog jumps into the pond. The frog jumping makes a loud sound and it returns to silence. The difference between the first poem is its emphasis on sound, and the direct translation by Robert Hass focuses on the physical traits of the pond. The use of splash suggests a lively and theatrical tone until it's immediately followed by silence again, which has a much more serious tone. The attitude of the speaker shifts from a monotone attitude into a more playful tone, then quickly back to the same tone. There is the shift of the speakers of the diction, in which the speaker used exclamation points to emphasize splash, and shifted back into a more serious tone again with the period in silence again. The old pond could get its title from the focus of the story being the pond, not the frog. Even though the frog jumping is the only thing happening, the story is centered around how it affects the pond. The theme could be the repetition and cycles as you age. You can infer this through how the story ends as it also started, and it could be repeated and it could still make sense.